Good evening, morning, afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on another webinar. I'm Ant Willis, and I'm the Senior Account Manager here at Global E-Commerce Experts. So I head up the account management department. It's our job to drive growth on Amazon for our clients. So I'm mega excited to introduce our next guest. As an account manager on Amazon over the last 7 years or so, we know that Amazon do tend to make the odd mistake in their fulfillment centers, and this can lead to loss or damage of products that we send in. Now, one of the most time-consuming and confusing tasks is trying to work out how these mistakes have affected our stock and what we are entitled to claim back from Amazon. Even after spending hours per month, you can't still be 100% sure that what you're claiming back, or you're not claiming back everything that you're entitled to. However, our guest for today has come up with an ingenious solution, and we're excited to announce that we're partnering with these guys to offer all of our partners this service as part of our account health check. So let's just go through a quick summary of what we're going to be covering in today's webinar. Good. And yeah, most of you are going to be familiar with this slide. As you know, here at Global E-Commerce Experts, our aim is to successfully expand e-commerce sellers into the EU. And this is the expansion pathway, which is kind of a holy grail into making that happen. Today's topic will fall perfectly into place at the top right of that pathway under account health checks, because this is now going to be a part of our account health check. So without further ado, I'm excited to introduce our guest for the day, Johnny Green, CEO and co-founder of Seller Repay. Over to Johnny. He's going to tell us a little bit more about Seller Repay.
Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and thanks Ant for inviting me on to talk today. So as Ant's already said, I've been an Amazon seller for almost 9 years, and I'm also the CEO and the co-founder of Seller Repay. Seller Repay is a software as a service tool that files FBA reimbursement claims on behalf of its clients. Our software, thanks Ant for inviting me on to talk today. So as Ant's already said, I've been an Amazon seller for almost 9 years, and I'm also the CEO and the co-founder of Seller Repay. Seller Repay is a software as a service tool that files FBA reimbursement claims on behalf of its clients. Our software, Ant's informed me that a lot of the listeners today are US-based sellers expanding into the EU. So I see our company as a perfect fit here in terms of ensuring all your accounts received a fully managed audited service.
So, I guess the big question from everyone is, does Amazon owe us money?
Yeah, well, and the short answer to that is yes. As Amazon sellers, you'll all have been on the receiving end of losses and damages due to various FBA processes at one time or another. As we know, Amazon Fulfillment handles millions of items every day. I think I recently read that they reported shipping more than 1.5 billion items during the holiday season alone. And that was all in the middle of a global pandemic. So yeah, obviously, when there's that much inventory moving around, it's kind of inevitable that mistakes are going to happen. Amazon does normally do a pretty good job when it comes to automatically reimbursing sellers for errors that they pick up. But the key thing to recognize is it definitely doesn't happen all the time. In fact, data shows on average, most sellers end up with somewhere in the region of a 1 to 3% discrepancy in terms of what they're owed versus what they actually receive. So yeah, and another area where you can easily hemorrhage a lot of profits is on overcharged pick and pack fees. That one's particularly important to look at, as it can have a serious effect on your bottom line. So on that, when you, we're all aware, when you send your products into Amazon, there's a human in an FBA facility using a machine to scan in your items. This determines how much the fees are going to be, and where you have humans, you have the potential for human error. So if you're not keeping an eye on that, then you're almost certainly going to be paying way too much for a lot of your products.
Well, okay, yeah, that's true. And what is an Amazon reimbursement claim? Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Of course, yeah. I mean, without wishing to teach any of you to suck eggs at this point, but put simply, an Amazon reimbursement claim is a case you file with Amazon to ask for an amount that they owe you. When you use FBA, you're essentially paying Amazon to take care of your inventory management, and with that, you therefore have a right to submit a claim if an error occurs. Believe it or not, a lot of FBA sellers are still unaware that they're entitled to claim these reimbursements when Amazon failed to do so automatically. So we've obviously got a few different ways of approaching the reimbursement process. So let's talk about those. The first option is to take the task on yourself, which is the DIY approach. This will involve downloading and digging through several different data sets. These will then need to be cross-referenced with one another in order to find any discrepancies. Speaking from experience, this is a very time-consuming and tedious task. As busy sellers, I'm sure we've all got millions of things we'd rather be spending our time on. Once you've dug through all that data, you will then need to double check for potential errors, bring in additional information that might help support your claim. And after this, you'll then need to work with Amazon to ensure you receive the correct reimbursement. Unfortunately, at that point, the process still isn't over. Amazon often requests additional information from you, which can lead to an unavoidable back and forth with a support agent, which again is eating into your time. In some instances, they may even straight out reject your claim, which is obviously incredibly frustrating after putting in all that time and effort. Another issue with the DIY approach is that it's easy to make a mistake. This can often mean the difference between finding out what you're owed and wasting your time. So yeah, if that method sounds like a lot of effort, and believe me, it is, you might want to try using a virtual assistant. But obviously with that, you still get the same drawback of potential human error, not to mention the fact that you'll obviously be paying for that service. You'd need to ensure that the VA is detail orientated and knows exactly how to perform an analysis specific to Amazon, finding the right person and training them to understand your business in order to perform a proper analysis can end up costing you more than you're owed. Also, granting VAs access to your seller account can be a risk. It's something to take into consideration. Your third and final option is a reimbursement service like ourselves. So having a dedicated FBA reimbursement provider that specialises in making claims and handling reimbursements on your behalf has a number of obvious benefits. For one, it removes the potential for human error as it relies on a data-driven system. So in our case, we use Amazon's own API to retrieve data every 24 hours. Having a managed service looking after your account means that you'll have more time to concentrate on other areas of your business. And another great advantage is that any money that you recover through the software can then be reinvested, which can obviously help you grow and expand more effectively.
It's brilliant. I mean, that sounds amazing. I mean, like, you know, I've got experience in trying to work through different claims and you know, trying to pull back money that might find out, you know, what's what, and then raise the claims ourselves. I mean, what's the time difference between doing that and actually using this kind of software that you're offering?
Well, the main thing for the user is that they're not having, there's no work for them to do at all. It's all being handled by ourselves. So it completely frees you up to concentrate on other things.
It basically saves you hours of time.
That's the fundamental difference between taking. Say again, sorry.
That it basically saves you hours of time. And,
exactly.
You know, yeah. And gets you money back that you may not have ever even found, even if you had been looking.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah.
Amazing. Great. I mean, it sounds awesome. What can you just give us a little bit more about, like, what Seller Repay do?
Yeah, of course. So we basically look back through 18 months of FBA account activity and find discrepancies to make sure that you receive the maximum reimbursements that you're entitled to. We also enable files to be claimed for overcharged FBA pick and pack fees. Those can be backdated, up to 90 days. We submit and manage all Amazon claims on your behalf. There's no upfront cost to the service. We only charge you when you receive a successful reimbursement from Amazon. So we're basically no fee.
Amazing. So basically then, so for a seller then that's not actually even looked for or even kind of gone into the midst of trying to get any kind of reimbursement back from Amazon, they've got potential to go back for 18 months to receive what could be quite a sizable fee.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. 18 months. It's 18 months for sort of lost and damaged inventory, 90 days for fees. And to be honest, fees is the big one, because we all know sending stock into Amazon, you're at the mercy of the person who receives it and packages it or measures it. We know from experience on our own Amazon account that it happens all the time. And if you're not keeping an eye on it, then the potential to lose money there is huge.
Wow. Okay. And what about, so, you know, once you've done this once, what happens after that?
It continues to run checks every 24 hours. So it's continually pulling in new data. So yeah, the initial 18-month audit happens, all those cases get raised, and then you're covered on a rolling basis.
So it basically just it will pick up claims as and when they happen. So the chances of you missing one are very, very low.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
That sounds amazing. You know, it just kind of a bit of peace of mind that you're never going to miss. You know, you're never going to miss any claims that you could potentially make back. And obviously to know that we can go back over 18 months and it's a no win, no fee service, you know, it sounds like, you know, like something
no
that...
really, yeah. Especially if you haven't ever run your account through something like this, you're going to fight. If you've been selling using FBA for any period of time, there's going to be money that's due to you. It's just a case of running it through the system and then letting us do the rest.
Amazing. Okay. Well, thanks so much for that, John. It was great to get that insight into that software. As mentioned earlier, we are really excited to announce that we're going to be partnering with Seller Repay, and we're actually going to be offering this as part of our already mega successful account health check. So now, as a part of the account health check, we will install this software and we'll run this for you, and we'll be able to let you know what you can potentially claim back. And obviously then you get to make the decision as to whether you want to kind of go ahead with that before we kind of start raising any claims and any tickets on your behalf. So all of that's mega exciting. Obviously, get in touch with us on our website if you kind of want to look into doing the account health check. And of course, if you're already an account management client, we can offer this service as a managed service as well, just as a part of the account management service. So just, again, let us know and we can get this added for you straight away. Right, let's go and see, is there any questions at all?
I'll moderate a few of these questions if that's all right, and just divvy it out to who might be responsible. So I think, Johnny, this first one's probably going to be best for you. Hi, this is from Joshua. How does this work? Most Amazon marketplaces, I assume that's meant to say, is this applicable across
multiple marketplaces?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's US and North America and all of Europe.
Amazing. And I think, as you said earlier,
we are actually looking to expand into Australia as well.
I think, as you said earlier, a key point of this Seller Repay is the EU functionality and how that blends perfectly with us as a company, GEE, focusing on the expansion into Europe. I think a lot of other FBA reimbursements or e-commerce reimbursement service providers don't offer that European marketplace option, so that's really huge. We've got another question here from Alex. How do we get started with this? Well, Anne, I think I'll throw that over to you. You've kind of just gone over that, but how can they get started?
Yeah, sure. So we offer an account, what we call an account health check, which is essentially where we take your account and we work through it just to kind of give you insight into what we would do to kind of grow that account and really drive sales into on your Amazon account. So we're now offering that as a part of the service. As part of the account health check. So if you would like account health check, there's a contact button on our website, and I think we can send out some information there. I think we're actually offering the account health check for free as well at the moment, so it's almost like a bit of a no-brainer. So if you're interested in that, just get in touch through the website and we'll get your account health check. We'll be in touch. We'll run the account health check, and then we'll, like I say, we'll jump on a call and go through, all of the findings and what you can claim back.
That's brilliant, perfect. And I think we've got a final question here from Fernando asking, how much are your fees? I guess this is probably best for Johnny.
Our commission fees, if that's what Fernando was referring to, are normally 20%, but obviously the partnership with you guys, we're offering that for 15%. And that's 15% of the gross reimbursement amount. So, for example, if a seller received $1,000 from Amazon in reimbursements, the fee would be $150.
And am I right in saying that fee is not deducted until the money is actually back in the Amazon account?
Precisely. Yeah, we would never bill until the until the reimbursement ID has been released by Amazon. So yeah, the money will already be in the account before we charge.
Amazing. I think that's all the questions we've got here, at least today. We're probably going to get some more after the event, which we can direct to the right person. But other than that, I'll throw it back to you guys.
Yeah, cheers, Dave. Yeah, well, thanks everyone for joining. Again, as we mentioned, please do get in touch if you want to take advantage of the Seller Repay GE partnership. The account health checks we are running for free at the moment. So if you're on this webinar, then that is an option for you. Please just get in touch via the website, and you'll end up in touch with me, and then we can kind of go through that process. Thanks again for joining. Thanks to Johnny and Dave for joining as well. And I wish you all a good day.
Thanks, guys. Take care.